Start. We have a 60-second delay. Good. And I will start recording now. Hi. It's skycat.live. How are you guys today? Woo! Yeah, starting up. It is a 2/19/2024. It is a February 19, 2024. That is a Monday at 3:30 in the afternoon. I had a bad day yesterday. First I've had in a long, long time. And I'm going to talk about it while I slowly repiece my entire stream together from the title all the way to all the settings and everything on my computer because Microsoft cost me a 7.5 hour shift yesterday. Have you ever had an entire shift stolen by a corporate entity with no possible reprisal before? I have. I've never seen that level of corporate theft where their ineptitude is stealing entire days of work and stuff like that now. But I suppose professionals probably deal with it all the time, and I'm not special, you know. But I guess that's just what Microsoft is now, something that'll steal 8 hours of your time, like boom, zero gone. And it did this by, and I will go through the very complex fucking way that it did this, because it was like pretty fucked up. It felt like someone was actively working against me, like on my computer. To start, oh, sorry, I gotta get my tablet monitor running and all this and get all the other stuff running. Excuse me. We go. Yeah. So then we come back to the YouTube and we go. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Yeah, Okay, so we go to Creator Dashboard. We're gonna check each and everything as we come through. I must log in Twitch, and that's annoying. So we will do so now. Yes. I need to make sure that my OBS is on the right screen and doing it well. So you will see my face while I talk for a bit, but I'm logging into my Twitch, and that is a little bit of a process here, but bear with me; it will not be long. Okay. There we go, and now we are into my. We are in. It's taking a while, but we're in. And we're looking at my channel. And it's redirecting me, and it's taking forever, and it's just running a fucking. Twitch is running a Microsoft spinny, and it is making me lose my fucking shit right now. That content's unavailable? Okay, well, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay, well, let's just try logging in again and see if we go through the exact same process again and not get hung this time. What? Oh my god, just. I'm not able to log into Twitch. And I am so sorry, guys. It never occurred to me that Twitch could be this fucking fail. This fail, you know? I can't even log into it, much less use it. We're gonna try logging in over and over and over again. No, it just won't let me in. It just straight up won't. Why won't you let me in? It's probably my VPN, I would imagine, I guess. Oh, which also reminds me. Sorry, so I reformatted yesterday, which is something I was going to say. I reformatted yesterday, and I would show you what I'm doing, but it's kind of personal. And yeah, Microsoft cost me an entire 8-hour shift yesterday, then another 5 hours of reformat, another 3 hours of configuration today, and an embarrassment on stream. Because I thought I had it all set up, and then the minute I fired up the stream, I immediately hit fucking barriers all over the place. So here we are, guys. Just this is the level of tech that we're at. Conglomerates can just steal 12-hour work days from us with no fucking reprisal, no comeuppance, nothing. I mean, I would hurt them if I could, you know. But they don't care what they do to you. So, anyways, I want to go to display, and I want you to make my second monitor my main as opposed to my first monitor. Oh, I've been trying to log in you for a very long time. For a very long time. What are you doing? Log in. You're a piece of fucking shit. What the fuck are you doing? Let me log in to Twitch. Why do you have a fucking problem? Why won't you let me log into Twitch? You're such a piece of shit. Every fucking day I deal with software acting like complete utter shit. After all the 12 hours yesterday, it appears that I'll lose 12 hours today too. Yay! Thanks, corporate conglomerate overlords. Fuck you and your stupid shithead worthless asses for stealing my time. I can't log in. I cannot log in. I don't know. It's either the VPN or I don't know. So I'll be right back, guys, if I disconnect. I'm just going to keep this going, and I'm not going to stop any of it. I'm just going to keep fighting for you. I'm going to fight the incompetent software developers every fucking second, every minute, every hour, every day, every fucking week, every month, every year of the rest of my life. I will fight these piece of shit software butt pirates for you guys, okay? I'll fight them for you. I will never give up. I will fight the software demons. I will slay them for you. I am your hero. I will fight the software bullshit. I'll fight it for you. I'll fight it for you. You believe in me. I will fight the software incompetence with all my heart and soul. I will absolutely do so. I'm like foaming at the mouth to do it. I will fight the software fucking incompetence for you guys. I promise. Piece of living shit. Can I log in now? You fucking worthless piece of shit.
Worthless asses for stealing my time.
Yep, there you go. Sweet. All right. Now we're going to get back to display adapter and stuff. So you see how bad Microsoft is and how much of a cocksucker they are. And fuck them, and I hope they go tits up and fucking disappear overnight. And no sympathy. After 30 years of using Microsoft, I hope they fucking die right now, today. No sympathy, no tears cried. Goodbye, piece of shit, worthless corporate entity that steals from us and steals entire ships from us and all this, right? Yeah, I mean, fuck you. I'm, you know, I got just as worked up yesterday as I did today. So here we are. I'm just, you know, getting back to it. Appears that we've slain some more demons there. Terrible, shitty Microsoft fucking demons and problems and all this other stuff. So, yeah, moving forward. So we go there and yep, and then next we will minimize, and I believe I am able to drop off my big face now. Yep, and deactivate and come to the small face. This was the first ones, right? These are the first ones. Yeah. And this one, Okay, sorry. So I reformatted so I wouldn't have any more Microsoft Demon problems for a couple of weeks, you know? Microsoft Windows plaguing me with its incompetence and breaking all day, every single fucking day, in every single fucking way that I can think of, down to the code of the registry and the fucking drivers. And I wanted to describe yesterday what happened yesterday. So I went to bed on Saturday night at 3, or well, Sunday morning at 3 in the morning. When I woke up at like 1 o'clock, my sound driver for my Razer headphones was completely gone. The program to run the Razer headphones was completely gone. The settings on my OBS had been changed. The Microsoft itself would not. I forget all the problems that I ran into yesterday. It was a whole bunch of slew of fucking issues that prevented me from working. And then, oh yes, and then it derecognized my HyperX solo cast, and it forced recognition on the microphone on my headphones, and then it reset all of my game settings on WoW and Fallout 76, and it wouldn't allow Fallout 76 to be maximized on screen. And I went berserk. It was 3 hours of battle before the stream. It was one of the hardest days of my whole life. If I wasn't such a strong, good person. I don't know why my camera went off. Microsoft Windows again. I'm terribly sorry. Guys, we'll go hunt what that problem is. I'm terribly sorry. Windows again. As you can see, it doesn't matter what I do or how hard I try. I've had my video set up for hours now, but the minute that I try to actually do something, it just breaks. Why would you do that? There. No. Oh, sorry about that. That was my fault. Yeah, and so I mean, it was one of the hardest days of my life, and I didn't leave the house. I didn't see another human being. I just battled software. That was it. There were days where I had breakups, close to suicides, car chases, deaths of friends that weren't as bad as the day that Microsoft gave me yesterday. I can think back to some bad fucking days in my fucking life. But the day that Microsoft gave me yesterday was worse than some of the worst shit that's ever fucking happened to me ever. And all I did was go to bed. You know what I'm saying? All I did was go to bed. I didn't change anything. I didn't uninstall or reinstall anything. I didn't change anything at all. I went to bed. I didn't get drunk and click something wrong or something like that. Oh, cool. So OBS just full-blown disconnected on me, and we're just going to keep on going like, you know, like normal. So yeah, sorry about that. It'll drop me out here for just a minute. It'll drop frames for just a second, but it'll get me back up. But I'm doing this for the recording. I mean, I can't promise. One of the things about streaming is Twitch and YouTube take over control when you're streaming. You don't have any control. It's entirely up to them. And so some days I know that I'm not going to be able to stream. It's just you come up to it. You know, some days they just don't even have a good connection. Sometimes it's like fine. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And so where I'm going with this is so yeah, there we go. Reconnection's good, and we're at a good frame rate. Should be at a good connection again. You guys are probably just picking up again, but I don't care. If I could get the tech to work, it wouldn't fracture my voice in my video all day, every day, all the time. I battle it all the time. I rewrite registries, and I fucking rewrite programs, and I rewrite Windows, and I fight it all day, every day of my life. I really do. I fight it. I don't have a lot of sympathy for troops in real war because their wars end after about 25 years. I've been fighting Microsoft for a good 33 years, since I was 7, something like that. It's a war that never ends. If you wanted to know what really has me so fucked up these days, like pretty badly, It's the fact that things that real authentic men were given credit for, like going overseas or serving time or doing things like war or service or that kind of thing, or working all their lives in a cubicle job or an accountant or a mechanic or something like that, right? I don't have a lot of sympathy for the credibility that I don't have a lot of. I don't think there's a lot of authenticity to their credibility, and I'll tell you why. For the last 33 years, I have battled stuff like the government, Microsoft, the war on drugs, the police, the rent crisis, the bank crises, the fact that the boomers have 3 to 5 cars and 3 to 5 houses and just won't cut that fucking purse string at all, and the money's just been stolen and it's gone. All the gold in Fort Knox is gone. We did a big 3-hour stream about it this year. All the gold in Fort Knox was stolen, by the deep state. And so, and the chances of being successful are entirely based on aesthetics, luck, and money. And if you don't have any of those 3 things, which I don't, you are completely fucked in this society. It has nothing to do with how hard you work for your entire life and all this. And I mean this, and it's not an epiphany to me. It's not some wake up call to me. I've known this since I was like 34. I'm like 41 now. Been about 7 years since 2015 is when I consider that the human race actually died. We're just so slow. We didn't even really pick up on it. And so where am I going with this, right? I have battled Microsoft for 33 years. I have battled the police for 26. I have battled the government for 33. I have been persecuted all my life. I look at stuff like World War II and Vietnam as fucking walks. I'd rather face napalm and guns and missiles. I'm sure I will. Guns and missiles and bombs and mustard gas, because that shit's honest. You know what I'm saying? The battle that they made this fucking life to try to be successful or have a love or have a family or have rent or whatever, the battle that they made this life, the theft and the stealing and the corruption and the bullshit that I face every single day, the fact that a Microsoft conglomerate it's such a dystopian fucking future that I literally feel no shame. I feel no shame in saying I would stalk through the Microsoft offices with a shotgun and feel no remorse. My mother did not raise a man like that, but I say it with no remorse. You want to know why? Because it's been 33 fucking years. Those men who fought in Vietnam, they got out of their war. Those men who fought in World War II, they got out of both World War I and World War II in less time than it'll take me to stop being plagued by 14 hours of fighting software bugs every single fucking day of my fucking life for 14 fucking hours a day. Microsoft all day, every fucking day. My mother deals with Microsoft all day, every fucking day. You deal with Microsoft all day, every fucking day. If you have a computer job, you deal with Microsoft all day, fucking every day. It's actually the New World War. It has taken more lives, more time, more money, and more problems than world wars have. I consider Microsoft to be the new fucking world war. My fight against the Microsoft has gone on 33 storied years of 7.0 operating systems and 16 mental breakdowns. The hatred of my fellow human race, I don't value them anymore. And I can't really handle a fucking corporation and all the march of bastard corporations that come along with it, who will steal an entire day, I'm saying an entire fucking day of my work without a single recognition of it even. You want to talk about real serfdom and real slavery? Yeah, real slavery is when your master acknowledges that you exist before he tortures you. Microsoft doesn't acknowledge that I exist before they torture me. I have a much, much worse slave than the fucking white slave owners in the 1840s and shit. I had the corporate white slave owners of the 2024. It is far, far fucking worse. I'd take cotton thorns in my fucking palms, napalm gas, fucking rape, murder, and death over this corporate fucking killing of my fucking soul, and in the slavery serfdom life that you have constrained me to for 33 fucking years. 33 years of fighting Microsoft. I'd kill you if I could, but I can't. We live in a civilized society where I can't think, or talk thoughts like that. Would I ever act on these did he make threats? No threats. I will never harm another human being. I'm better than these corporate pieces of shit who will steal an entire day of my life on a whim on some software bug code. You know what I'm saying? And then, so yeah, I got real fucking used to getting fucked in my ass right after a whole bunch of people died. Got real fucking used to it, you know what I'm saying? Got real fucking used to the Microsoft 33 fucking years of it. Like the concepts of slavery and the Vietnam War and World War II sound like heaven to me because they're at least honest. There's an enemy that you can fight. There's suppression that you at least know where it's coming from. There's somebody you could kill to stop it all. That's not the fucking war we have anymore. We have a fucking faceless, like, dark shadow cold war of internet fucking domination, like conglomerate fucking domination, and then the death of everything I've ever seen, everything I've ever valued, everyone I've ever loved, all of the fucking ideals, all of the money, all of the values of everybody and everything that I've ever loved. Every city I've ever been to has been destroyed. Every person I've ever loved or fucked has been destroyed. Everybody that I know is destroyed. My parents are destroyed. Their jobs are gone. Their lives are gone. The government has destroyed the world, and we're all too polite to talk about it. So there you go. And, so yesterday I reformatted after losing an 8-hour day to a conglomerate fucking oversight with some kind of fucked up buggy code having to do with a fucking sound driver, and I double and I triple and I quadruple checked, just like I'm double and quadruple and triple checked, you know, double, triple, and quadruple checked my desktop audio, my mic auxiliary, right? I trust the Mexican cartel more than I trust the Medellin fucking cartel, the lucky, you know, like all those fucking, like, I trust the cartel more than I trust white people. Because the white people, they built an entirely different fucking shit world that I'm forced to fucking be infested in, you know? Like, it's like, I didn't want this. I'm trapped in the fucking zone now. And it makes me so fucking angry. And while you sit around with your 3 houses and your 5 cars, and you talk about how I never did anything with my fucking life, I think about how, oh man, I would take World War I over this. You know what I'm saying? I'd take World War I over this. Take all that death, despair, and fucking freaking out over a fucking enemy that I can't face, just some invisible enemy that shows up in my personal life and bugs the software or whatever the fuck for 10 fucking hours, and a sound driver corrupts and I'm not even aware that it's corrupt, and I go and check and oh yeah, sure enough, Microsoft fucking sound drivers have corrupted, and you have thrown away 8 or 10 hours of your life away, 8 or 10 hours of your life away on a false reading due to some piece of shit software that can't talk to a piece of shit software that can't talk to a piece of shit software that can't talk to a piece of shit software that's connected to a piece of shit ISP that can't talk to a piece of shit satellite that can't talk to a piece of shit software that can't talk to a piece of shit software again. And by the time that I get through the 17 fucking piece of shit software fucking middlemen and I actually get to doing my fucking job, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shat up the place so fucking badly that every city I've ever been in is dead. Every woman I've ever loved is destroyed. My family is gone. My family is destroyed. Everybody I know is poor. All my friends have been hurt by the fucking cold. Everybody I've ever met except my parents has done hard drugs. Everybody I know. Everything, everyone. And like, it is the corruption of everything that I know and love. And I will not stand by while I watch the ego death of the fucking human race. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, so, oh, yeah, shut up, Skycat. You talk about Microsoft too much. You talk about Microsoft too much. You try losing 10 hours of your fucking life over some liar-ass fucking sound driver failure. You know what I'm saying? When you've had a solid 2 years or whatever, you've had solid months and years of no problems. And suddenly overnight, you lose 9 hours of your fucking life. It's like getting trapped in an elevator or something. It brings me to the fucking breaking point. I'm trapped in the fucking elevator with Microsoft for 9 fucking hours while I wait for some kind of help desk to get me out of the fucking shitty sinking into the ocean, Titanic done sunk out Titanic reality that this planet is now. And so I lovingly talk about storming through the Microsoft offices with a weapon. I lovingly talk about it because that's a fantasy for me. I don't lose my shit and control everybody and act like a fucking asshole like you. I don't do that shit. I don't storm all over the place fucking charging money to fuck us all in the ass with your failure bug code and your operating system that doesn't work as well as it did 20 years ago. Any of that other stupid ass shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? Let's go see if Microsoft and YouTube are talking to each other correctly. I really fucking doubt it. But let's go see. You know what I'm saying? Let's go see. Good. I'm not listed. That's okay. I don't want to be listed as that. We're going to see it. Do you see how I spend most of my day toggling fucking settings on worthless ass software that doesn't work anyways? And I go, oh, hey, here's the title that I wrote over and over and over again, you know, because it's like, man, their entire fucking industry is based around losing time, stealing your time, getting stuck in some software loop and spinning in it. That's their entire reality. That's what they want from us. That's what they want us to do. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not going to wake up and stop playing video games or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's never going to happen. And I can't wake up and stop using Microsoft because it's the only monopoly in the history of this country that will never let die. And, and I can't get away from Microsoft. So, yeah. So, what do I do, huh? I can't go to fucking Linux and get games to run. Not the way I need to for a stream. Nope. So, not without spending, like, a fucking bachelor's degree amount of time learning about it. I'm not fucking doing that. Yeah, I'm fucking lazy. I'm not learning about fucking Linux so I can, like, fucking fail. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not, like, I'd rather die. You know what I'm saying? I'll deal with Microsoft enough as it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna deal with a worse Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now... like, you know, we're living in this, like, death of a society filled with Microsoft failure. And I don't know, man. If you want a real reason to really fucking hate these people, go look at Microsoft for military. I do at least an hour worth of Microsoft content on my stream every day. I'm burning up, chomping at the fucking bit to see that fucking corporate cocksucker fucking die. You know what I'm saying? I'm chomping at that fucking bit. And I don't give 2 shits about some COVID vaccine chip or some fucking Lolita Express. I'm after him for what he's actually done, which is waste 33 years of my life. I want his life. I want his skin for this. I want to wear his skin for this. I'm fucking sick of it. Like, it's dominated my entire life since I was 7 years old. I've been fucking with MS-DOS and learning the massive failure that we built the entire world's infrastructure on. Why? Why? Dear God, why did we build the entire fucking world's infrastructure on Microsoft fucking Windows? And so, shut up, Skycat. You talk about Microsoft too much. No, let's go YouTube Microsoft, huh? You think I talk about Microsoft too much? No. I don't talk about it enough. Most streamers, they'll talk about it for a whole bunch of hundreds of hours in their fucking career, right? I only dedicate a few hours here and there, you know? I'm pretty lazy when it comes to the battle against fucking Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty lazy when it comes to that, I would say. Why won't you? Jesus Christ, watching YouTube try to work is so fucking disgusting. Fire everybody at YouTube. Get this bullshit out of here. Come on now. Yeah. So, okay, let's go Google Microsoft is horrible. And let's go listen to Chris Titus.
So Windows 11.
Chris Titus Tech, and we're gonna go halfway into the video. We're not gonna play the same thing that we always play. We're gonna start off right where we left last time. Let's show the world how really much we need to dethrone Microsoft. And yeah, I'm talking about taking that safety net away. I'm very aware that the world will be crippled by this. But we gotta break that fucking foreign dependence on oil. And we gotta break that fucking domestic dependence on Microsoft. Because Microsoft is worse than the oil. I'll take the oil wars over Microsoft any day. Oil wars don't kill the entire fucking community's spirit the way Microsoft does. And if you don't believe that Microsoft doesn't kill the entire community's spirit, there are people on the planet that don't have computers and don't deal with Microsoft, absolutely, but not too many.
Home is complete garbage in my opinion. You just
look at Windows 11 fail in real time about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? It can't even connect a printer anymore. You think I'm making a big fucking deal about this? This is this dude on a fucking, this dude. I don't know this dude. His name is Chris Titus Tech. He has 600,000 subscribers, getting 278,000 views just a year ago, probably about 11 months ago or something like that, trying to show the world that Microsoft cannot connect a printer anymore, much less be dependent or trusted with anything ever again, especially Microsoft for military.
Much stuff they strip out of it, and I even saw
okay, the add printer button in 1995 was so much better than this, and I don't know why they insist on putting Game Boy mechanics in Pentium 4 computers, but they do. They give us they broke down the add a device thing to this terrible non-utilitarian, completely Nazi fucked up, unusable fucking front end mess. And they turned their fucking beautiful operating system into a fucking cell phone game. And it's a bad cell phone game that doesn't work. Doesn't this look like a cell phone, kind of? Really
good Linus Tech did video about some Windows tips, and he said, hey, install group policy editor, just use
so in order to add a printer in Windows 11, you must add a group policy editor to the Windows registry. Now, there are 4 million businesses in this world that use faxes and printers and desktops and laptops and printing all day long, from our governmental systems to our fucking cubicles and our accountants and everybody else. Everybody in the world is using a printer, but Microsoft can't add a printer device anymore. I shit you not. You don't believe me? Watch this motherfucker try to add a printer on his 200,000 hit video. He can't add a printer to Windows. Windows can't add a printer anymore. I don't know how else to say it. Windows is so fucking broken, you can't add a printer anymore. Now, you think I'm being hyperbolic because I'm a fucking streamer, but no, watch the guy try to add a printer. He can't add a printer anymore. Kill this man in Seattle who stole all our money and destroyed our planet.
Using GP Edit on Windows.
It's worse than Hitler. He's up there. He hasn't killed as many people yet, but he's up there. He's at about with the 1.1 million of the 2.6 that the World War II cost us in Holocaust lives. You know what I'm saying? He's at 1.1 or something like that. He's halfway to Hitler. Goddamn Microsoft is halfway to Hitler. Halfway to Hitler. They got a body count rivaling about halfway to Hitler. They do. They do.
So if you just do GP Edit,
if you don't want to talk about the body count caused by Microsoft for fucking military, the body count. I don't know how else to say it. You want to know how many lives Microsoft for military has actually cost us? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's unfathomable to even try to calculate it. It's a lot. Do you know how many billions of man hours Microsoft has stolen from the human race with just Microsoft Update, Microsoft reformats, and Microsoft drivers? Billions and billions of man hours that we could have used raising our children, getting out of the cave and into the space and away from the planetary wars, taking a planet for each race of mankind or whatever, getting away from borders, getting away from stupid fucking idiot fucking partisan idiots who want to talk about borders all day, getting away from the fucking idiots, you know what I'm saying? The fucking idiots who want to have tribal wars down here, talking about Democrat and Republican and Civil War and COVID and all this stupid ass shit I don't want to hear about anymore. I want to hear about prosecutions of conglomerates who are destroying the planet very clearly by causing 4 million or more businesses on this planet to be unable to use their printers. This is literally like worse terrorism than 9/11 when you really think about it. If you shut down the infrastructure so badly that we have brownouts, if you shut down the infrastructure so badly that we can't buy video cards, if you shut down the infrastructure so badly with your Microsoft fucking bungling and your fucking terrible fucking coding and design, and you make $1 trillion doing it or whatever, guess what happens? In 2024, we can't add a printer, much less conduct the business of running 7 billion people's lives. What happened to this world?
On Windows Home, this wouldn't be there, but you could do a little trick.
Yeah, like, okay, I wouldn't yell this much if Microsoft hadn't stolen 9 fucking hours of my life in the last 24. I mean, that is not a feasible, that is not feasible. That is not a feasible thing for our lives. That will break our society and kill our fucking human race. We cannot spend, 9 hours of every day hassling with breaking tech. We cannot do that. We cannot waste our lives away like that. Therein lies madness, human race. We cannot sit around letting these fucking corporate shitheads phone in the fucking infrastructure of their operating systems and our Windows for military tech and use Windows 95 to control our brand new stealth bombers and our drones. We cannot put these $200 million drones under the power of Microsoft Windows 1995. We cannot do that. But we are doing that because Microsoft killed the world.
To install it.
Microsoft killed the state. Microsoft killed the fucking country. Microsoft killed the world. It's not some fucking Russian dictator or China. It's homebred. It's homebrewed. You want to know why the world hates us? It's Bill Gates. It's because they sit around on Microsoft for 4 hours a day, cursing Microsoft's name and cursing America by proxy. It's the actual reality. They're like, fucking Americans couldn't develop their way out of a nutsack. And you know what? They're fucking right. We can't. When you look at Microsoft, they're absolutely 100% right. I would take one Japanese developer over 100,000 Microsoft techs.
The problem with that trick
That's racist. Yeah, in favor of Japanese people, yeah. It's racist in favor of Japanese people. I don't like what white people have done to Microsoft. God damn it. You corporatized it, and you did the same old shit that you always do. Gordon Gekko, greed is good.
He showed
it's GG. It's GG's, right? It's Gordon Gekko's. It's GG's. It's Gordon Gekko. Yeah, it's GG. It's GG. Gordon Gekko got a hold of our Microsoft and destroyed the planet.
All the actual.
It's GG. It's Gordon Gekko.
Foundation for group policy editor.
He's raping children up on that Lolita Express, stealing 33 years of my life to the point where I would have dedicated to the Vietnam War, World War I, World War II, and Kosovo before I would have signed up for 33 fucking years of Microsoft abuse. I didn't sign up for it. You just did it. You just did that to me. 33 fucking years since I was 7 years old. A Microsoft fucking failure. I would have taken world wars over it. It's affected my life so fucking badly. Like, God damn it, man. The infrastructure that we built, okay. I'm gonna quote you a King Crimson song called Epitaph, right? And I'll tell you, this song's about Microsoft, right? This song's about Microsoft. You just don't know it, right? The wall on which the prophets wrote is cracking at the seams. Upon the instruments of death, which is Microsoft, the sunlight brightly gleams. When every man is torn apart with nightmares and with dreams of wasting their fucking life away, fucking with cell phones and computers all day trying to get programs to work. Yeah, with nightmares and with dreams, right? Which is like, we built this, but it's become our worst nightmare. Our greatest dream of computer tech and becoming like, you know, fucking Icarus has become our worst nightmare because we sit around fucking with Microsoft for 8 hours a day. Would no one lay the laurel wreath with when silence drowns the screams? Yeah, I would rather hear the silence drown the screams of dealing with Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? Confusion will be my epitaph. I don't know why I spent 33 years dealing with Microsoft. I don't know why. As I crawl a cracked and broken path, if we make it, we can all sit back and laugh, but we won't because we put our trust in Microsoft. Yeah, we won't make it. We put our trust in Microsoft for military, and if a world war starts, they're going to kill us the first day. And this is because Microsoft took over the world, corrupted everybody, and killed everything. I put the fault of the world at Microsoft because it's the only thing. Like foreign dictators have not forced me to be a digital serf slave to digital in the government and the Microsoft and all this have forced me to be like enforced me, as in they've like forced me to be interested in it or not have a good life, essentially, right? They've enforced like this like style of like, you know, of like taking over my attention and my life and my and all of my value and my quality and everything, right? And turning it into something perverted and fucked up that nobody would even like to be around. And I think this is because the broken software code has spun for 33 fucking years. Since I was 7 years old, I watched my mother fuck with MS-DOS. Since I was 7 years old. Earlier, 5. Since I was 5, I watched my mother fuck around with fighting Macintosh, fighting Microsoft. I believe it is her greatest battle. It is, you know, it's her American Mein Kampf, right? Mein Kampf, right? If I were to write Mein Kampf for America, it wouldn't be about some stupid fucking low IQ, idiot ass, racist, fucking right wing, conservative, Nazi, fucking fascist, stomp all over, I can't breathe bullshit, right? I would enforce a, I don't know what I would do, but, I really can't have 33 years of Microsoft failure affecting all of our infrastructure and everything that we do. I cannot have Microsoft running our military because that means we don't have a military. I cannot have... What, do you want to know why the military died? It's because Microsoft got a hold of it. Absolutely. I want Microsoft to die now. I hate Microsoft about as much as Hitler. I would go to war with Microsoft. If somebody was like, will you strap up and move against Microsoft now? I would be like, yes, I believe I need to free the human race. I can't. You guys seem to think that it's white boots on your neck, but no, it's a deep state boot on your neck. It's not just white people. It's a deep state, Microsoft built, Microsoft corrupted, completely fucked out, like deep state fucking David Icke, like reality where like we can't trust in anything that Microsoft's ever touched anymore. It's like they're the mole, but their hands are shit and they're the opposite of King Midas. And anything that they touch turned to shit. The country turned to shit. The world turned to shit. Microsoft turned to shit. Windows turned to shit. All of our tech turned to shit. Why is our hardware something like, you know what I heard the most recognized nerd on YouTube? I heard him say something so existentially crisisy that I was scared to go to bed at night that night. He was like, our hardware is something like 400,000 times stronger than our software is because the hardware makers kept making computers and trying to be better and making better and better and better tech and better computers and better Pentium chips and better Intel. Microsoft never started. They never started. The same infrastructure that they used in 1995 to destroy our military with Microsoft for Military is the same exact piece of shit buggy code that we all use today. And the software developers, they never did. Besides video game developers, none of them ever evolved. They're all living in MS-DOS land, stealing from us and releasing software that bugs and breaks all the time. And I don't know why they did this, but I believe it is money and I believe it is Microsoft. I think Microsoft hack and slashed all the jobs of the people who actually had skill and filled their company with middlemen and shat up the military and shat up the world. And now they're like... now they're the enshittification of everything. They're the corporate culture. Bill Gates is the corporate death culture that killed the world. Now we're going to watch a video about a CEO who attacked a little 20-year-old girl who was just minding her business on the internet. And you're going to hear about the guy who attacked the woke culture and tied it all down to the liberals and all this other stuff, right? But I mean, in the end, it's actually Microsoft. It's Microsoft that shitified our military. It's Microsoft that shitified our government. It's Microsoft that made it possible for them to commit 9/11 against us. It's Microsoft that wines and dines the Jeffrey Epstein cigar bars in the background. It's Microsoft that is the veritable who's the character in The Great Gatsby, right? Who sleeps on his wife all the time. Cheats on his wife all the time, and Jay Gatsby ends up paying his price. It's the guy who sleeps with Jay Gatsby's the woman that he loves. I forget his name, but yeah, it's like that. That's Microsoft. They're the jealous people that built the corporate culture. I watched my mother's generation. Like venerate these Bill Gates, corporatized conglomerate culture. I watched my mother chase it all my life, and I thought that that's the way to be. I thought that that's the way to go. If you want to have money and a wife or a husband and kids and a life and a nice middle-class life at the very least, you should be in the corporate culture and you should make a lot of money in it. But I'm sorry, having watched the corporate culture kill everything that I know and love, like for instance, I'll pull particular instances of it. Like for instance, I don't know how and I don't know why, but I am fucking certain. I'm fucking certain of it. I would stake my life on it and cross my heart, hope to die. There's something that I'm fucking certain of. I'm certain of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm certain of it the way I know that the sun's going to rise tomorrow. I've never believed anything so fervently in my entire life. And I'm going to blow my nose and I'm going to collect my thoughts before I say this, because it has to do with, like, what I'm certain of, Hot take. And I don't care what people fucking say about me or think about me. I don't care if you follow me or pay me. I don't care. I don't care about humanity anymore. That's the sad state of affairs that Microsoft has brought us to. I don't care about humanity anymore. The digitalization, I'm not going to lay that at his feet. But I'm talking about, like, the whole... the commodification of everything and everyone is due that fault lies at the feet of the corporatization culture, the Americanized of everything, the shitification of everything, right? This falls at the feet of the golden parachute crowd. And I'm going to tell you something I'm certain of, and I'm going to show you examples of it. Okay, so you can understand how really deep this goes with me. You think this is just about yelling for me? No, I would never bear arms against these people because they're my brothers. But I would punish them. I believe police should be involved. I believe there's some prosecutions for stuff like 9/11 and Microsoft that have not occurred, that need to occur if we are to get our closure and heal. So I will speak, right? I believe that I cannot get YouTube to load. I cannot do it. I don't know. They're just so fucking bad now. Just load YouTube, you worthless piece of shit. Load YouTube. Jesus Christ, I have to put a fucking tag for YouTube. Are you serious? Can't you just show me a link that works? You fucking idiots. Anyways, yeah. So, what games to play and all this. Right, so we're going to show you the death and destruction of Denver. Just 30 seconds of it. Why I left, Denver is ruined. It's gone. It's out of control. And it's not because of the homeless people. They're the people that... I'm going to hit you with biblical proportion shit about this, right? Almost Bob Marley stuff about how long shall they kill our prophets before we stand aside and look. Or Bradley Noel from Sublime. I'll hit you with your biblical shit, right? The stone that the builder refused, like our homeless, right? I'm going to hit you with the fucking literal fucking, like, biblical reality proportions of it, right? The stone that the builder refused shall be the head cornerstone. It's always held true. It's a truism that has always lasted as long as mankind has been alive. And I'm not talking about God or Christianity or anything that you want this to be about. I'm talking about the actual fucking reality that if you cast people out and you pariah them as you did to me for doing drugs and shit like that, you will lose your society, and the people that you cast out will be the head of the new society. Real simple, almost biblical in its simplicity, but you cast us out anyways and judge us for doing drugs and took all the jobs away and stole all the gold in Fort Knox and it shitified our entire lives within Microsoft and violence and fucking assault weapon death and all this stupid ass shit, right? I'm just gonna hit you with this, right? Like, you know, I've seen the shitification and the death of everything, everywhere, and everyone that I've ever loved, including the cities that I've lived in. Everywhere, everything, and everyone I've ever loved is dead. It's just burned. It's gone. The city that I was born in is burned and gone and is covered with graffiti and filled with the head cornerstones that have been cast out by the fucking corporate middle class culture and the rich. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the middle class and fuck the upper class. The stone that the builder refused shall be the head cornerstone. My homeless people will rise up and take everything from you and distribute it equally. I know they will, because you can't go on stealing like this any longer. You cannot do this. It's not the homeless problem. It's the conglomerate problem. The conglomerate problem is out of control. The conglomerate assholes caused all this
issue soon.
Well, they caused the opioid crisis. They caused the rent crisis. They caused the real estate crisis. They caused the bank crash. They caused 9/11. That wasn't some sand person in a cave. That was a fucking white person in a cave in America. And called NORAD, and you know, and all these other things. I'm sorry, you know, like World War II, Lusitania, Pearl Harbor. That's a rich white politician or businessman. It's shitifying the world, lying to you, and selling you the biggest lies you've ever swallowed in your entire fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. There's the first place that I was born. It's burned and shitified and turned to shit. And the opposite of King Midas has gotten, well, Satan or whatever has gotten a hold of my homeland and turned it into a cesspit filled with the head cornerstones that have been cast out onto the streets. I want to cast you out into the streets and see how you fucking like it. Oh, what are you going to do without your 3 houses and 5 cars? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Oh man, can you handle the streets like me? No, I don't think you can. So, next, we move to the next place that I watched burn. Do you know why this happened? It wasn't the homeless like the right-wing conservatives want you to believe. It was the right-wing conservatives. It was the rich white-wing conservatives that caused this. It is the fucking politicians, the right-wing conservatives, and the fucking fascists, and the conglomerates, and the Bill Gates, and the fucking social bastardization, and the acidification of America that caused this. You see the only honesty in this picture, right? You see this picture, right? It's a nice house in Denver. Beautiful house. Kind of house I used to live in Denver. Kind of house my mom would cream her panties for. It's a great house, right? And you see this graffiti, and I like the graffiti. You don't, but I do. You want to know why? The house is dishonest. No one can afford it anymore. The yard is dishonest. No one can afford it anymore. The fucking, the lot is dishonest. No one can afford it anymore. The state of the house is dishonest. No one can afford to fix up a house anymore. All of it is dishonest. In the background, you can see Colfax or Broadway or something like that. And the house is right outside the back alley. And the reality is conglomerates are actually living in the background there behind the trees at a big old corporate commercial building that they don't actually use to provide business that they don't actually do, to tell lies about things that they don't actually do, like make money, you know what I'm saying, or produce anything. And so, yeah, like you see the graffiti and you blame the homeless. I see the graffiti and I think this is the only honest thing in this entire fucking picture. This is the only actual slice of America. The rest of this is a Norman Rockwell fucking fantasy that died right in 2015, right as Lana Del Rey fucking hit. You know what I'm saying? The Death of America. I love Lana Del Rey. She sang for the Gatsby, The Death of America. Gatsby is, I watched both Gatsbys last night, but the 70s one and the new one, and it's the rich people have shitified everything that we knew. I had 2 points to make here, so I'm going to continue on, right? The first one was Denver. You see the houses, you see the reality that my homeland turned into.
10 have in common is the high price of rent.
Hey, look, it's Bar. It's the parking lot to Bar across the street from no, it's not Bar. It's 15th Street. It's a bar on Larimer. It's like the 15th Street Tavern or something like that, right? Across the street is the Denver Pavilions. And look, there's my ex-girlfriend on the bus stop. The girl who can make $1,400 an hour, like an hour as a stripper. There she is on the bus. There she is on the bus stop bench. One of the most beautiful women I ever knew. I'm making a joke, sort of, but not really. That's not actually her. But I'm like, there goes someone I loved more than life itself, right? And you want to blame the homeless? I blame the rich. Did the homeless cause this problem? Or is it the people who own the land who caused this problem? That's exhibit 1, right? I'm going to hit you like a fucking courtroom. Let's hit exhibit 2. I don't know how, but I'm certain of this as I live and fucking breathe. I'm certain of this. I am certain of this. I am certain that the white corporate culture caused the city and county of Lahaina, Hawaii, a place that I spent 2 years in, to burn to the ground. And I don't think it's long until this happens to Denver either. I think they're into fires. I think they're into burning us all into the ground. Everywhere I've ever been, Normal, Illinois, Alaska, Colorado, Omaha, Nebraska, North Dakota, fucking Denver, Colorado, Aurora, the West Side, Arvada, fucking Washington, fucking like Salem, fucking, everywhere I've ever been, you know what I'm saying? Bellingham, Seattle, Linwood, fucking, it just goes on, right? All over the world, every place I've ever been, if there was a rich white person involved at all, that place either straight up burned or it burned metaphorically. Every place that I've ever been that a rich white person touched has burned either literally or metaphorically. And if you want to see the actual literal flames, witness the rubble, my children, of corporate greed. And I don't know how the corporates caused this, but I'm certain of it as I live and breathe. I'm certain of it. This was caused, this is not natural causes. This is some kind of corporate malfeasance that burned the city and town of Lahaina, where I lived for 2 years. The same way it's corporate malfeasance that burned the city and county of Denver, the place that I lived for 24 fucking years. You can't get any real drugs anymore, so all the drug addicts are suicidal. What did you do to this fucking world? What did you do to this world? You stole all the money. You named some kind of corporate myth that you wanted us all to become. And I fucking hate you for it. No, I don't respect you for it. I don't respect your 3 houses and 5 cars. I don't care if you give me a house or not. I don't care. I don't respect what you did to get it. And I would take Vietnam over this. And that's the sad fucking thing. I would take Vietnam. Not, I don't want to go to Vietnam. I don't want the war to leave my borders. I don't like foreign wars. You know what I'm saying? I would take a civil war again over this. I cannot have you telling me I can't do drugs. I can't have you telling me I can't sell sex. I can't have you telling me what programs I can and can't install. I can't have you spying on me. I can't have all your cameras and your problems and all your satellites and shit. I can't have you fucking selling out my people, letting kids starve on the street. I can't have you running my country like this. I can't have you do nothing dinosaurs killing my country and killing my world. I can't have it anymore. Can't have that. Can't do it anymore. So either it's I tune in, tune out, play video games for the rest of my fucking life, or I scream at the top of my fucking lungs like that shithead dictator, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of my life. Gee, which one do you think's probably better for my blood pressure? Peaceful video games or screaming about how you fucked the world to death, like Trump in South Park? Oh, look, it's Lahaina. The corporates burned that to the ground. I guarantee it. You don't put 10, 20, 30 billion dollars worth of real estate in one tight little compacted place without some kind of response to fire. But apparently they did, and they threw $30 billion worth of people's lives all up into a cauldron and lit the fire beneath it like some kind of veritable fucking meth pipe. Witness the death of my homeland. Witness the death of my home country. Witness the death of the cities that I've been in. Death of the relationships that I've had. The death of the government. The death of decency. The death of America. And the death of everything. Witness it first fucking hand. Witness the Botox instead of the sense. Witness what it did to her face. Look at the hairstyles instead of the food for the starving children in the streets or the homeless. Witness the eyelashes, the vanity, the Gatsby of it all instead of the human decency of say like a Gandhi. You know, oh yeah, Gatsby is who we're living up to be now, not Gandhi. And I watched both recently. And boy, I gotta tell you, Gandhi was a lot fucking better than fucking Gatsby. Witness the death of everything, everyone, everybody, everything, every place, everything I've ever known, every game I've ever played, every school I've ever gone to, every friendship or relationship or girl I've had sex with. Witness the death of everything I've ever known or loved. It's live and happening in real time. It's the corpses and the little sticks left afterwards. It's the death of the coral reefs. It's the enemies of the ocean. It's the white corporatocracy, the idiocracy, the death of the human race. The advent of war. The advent of World War III. And like, I don't know, I don't like being hyperbolic and loud about it, but I don't think anybody's looking at it the right way. Like, I look at I look at the corpses and the ashes and the burnt trees of Paradise, California and Lahaina and, you know, and our richest places we've ever built. I look at the fire of the paradises that we built, and you understand that it won't be long till we're next. If they're willing to burn our paradises, they'll burn us. If they're willing to kill 3,800 of our own people in 9/11, then they're willing to kill us. And I would go to war with them if it was socially acceptable. But no, I'm going to play video games for the rest of my life. You know? I'm not going to do it sexlessly. I'll tell you that. I'm going to the bar on the weekend. Fuck that. I'm not doing this shit alone. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I will find camaraderie in the real people. I will not do it online. I will watch Microsoft kill the world, and I will warn the real people about it.
So you would edit.
So can we add a printer anymore?
Stuff in group policy, and then it just would never get applied.
We can, after 36 mistrials and misclicks, and, you know, forcing the program to try 35 times and changing some registry string or restarting the computer. Yeah, we can get a printer to connect still, but I mean, back in 1986, we would have considered it like the death of the human race if we couldn't connect a printer anymore. But now it's like, oh, the software is just buggy. It's fine. Oh, that software that runs our water plant, our water desalination plant, it's fine. It's Microsoft for military era 1995. It's fine.
Inevitably. So you need to.
You want to shit on the Democrats for talking about fucking infrastructure or whatever? I mean, Paradise, California did burn because of an infrastructure problem. It's the rich white people stealing all the money instead of fixing the problems. Don't know how else to say it.
Expand it further to ungimp Windows Home. But if you have traditional home, just to add printer box.
I will love video games now. I'm sorry, I just reformatted and I have to get all of the stuff working correctly, and that means like several hours of testing and, you know, all this stuff.
Like this right here, the latest version I was troubleshooting someone's PC on, this was gone.
Why would you ever need to find a printer by other options? Are they talking about Linux? I think they are. They're like, would you like to find a printer by using other options like Linux? Because Microsoft can't anymore. Would you like to find other options like Linux?
That clicking this link right here just redirected me to a web page.
My printer is a little older. I bought it in 2019. Watching Microsoft suck dick and kill everything and everybody that I knew. I have to laugh at it or I would commit suicide. I mean it. Like, seriously, I have to laugh at the Microsoft killing us all.
And they removed these features. They removed
I have to laugh at it or I would cry. You know what I'm saying?
moving a lot of the troubleshooting or advanced power users, and it's driving power users away from Windows.
Oh yeah, fuck
even
Windows,
go as venture to
worthless,
say, here
completely
in about a year,
worthless.
If you're a power user on
Oh
Windows,
yeah, fuck them.
Microsoft will
Bye.
actively try and get you to use another operating system because they just hate you.
Yeah, like Microsoft will actively try to get you to use Linux. They're like, find a printer by other options, meaning Linux. I'm gonna say it in the video. Microsoft is World War III. But the browser...
At least that's how it feels to me. So, let's say
That's
they
how
do
it feels to all of us. And this guy, he makes a living dealing with Microsoft. That's what he... If you think I'm being hyperbolic about this, no.
all this. One beauty, one solace you can take from Microsoft is they never really remove anything. They just paper over it and then give you a new fresh coat of paint.
Yep.
So even if all this is, and they remove this more devices, printer, and settings, which eventually they will get rid of in some form or fashion, there is actually a direct solution to launch it through a shell command. Shell commands are great. I've used them in the past to run like common startup is a great way to troubleshoot startup items and things of that nature. But there's another way to get to devices and printers, and it's a good way to get in here and add or troubleshoot a printer. Just one way, but you can see some of this stuff is a bit half-baked because you are still using this newer file explorer, so you don't have a lot of the add, remove, printer icons. So it's good, but they tried to do a little too much here, and it's just not completely baked. One, if you're a business, don't use Windows 11, of course. In the off chance you do, you're not going crazy. It's Microsoft not properly bug testing their product, where you can still pull up this old shell. So if there was a printer to troubleshoot, you can still come in here and open it up. But like the context menus and some other things, they're just changing and they're trying to do too much and not leaving a lot of the ability to troubleshoot some of these printers. Like the right click command's not even working for me here. It could be something.
So what's the point? They're just some icons that don't even work. Do you see it? You see how bad Microsoft's actually got? They can't even run printers anymore. Why do we buy their product? Fuck them. Get them out of here.
I did, but
Oh, man. I wish I could predict what company will take Microsoft's place, because I could just buy all the stock now, you know? They keep raping children and stealing from us. I think they're going to go to jail. I think they might actually face some canceling. They might get canceled in the end. I bet. Oh, I have to check the options again. Yep. FPS counter on. Advanced ping. Field of view should be 90. Head bob. Crosshair. Hit cross. Bag giving. Uncensored. Underwear. Hide signs on. Show blood on. Internet audio streams off. Sensor recordings on. Limit flashing on. Streamer mode off. Streamer nicknames off. Steam nicknames. Cool. I love Rust. It's such a good game. Oh, cool. I like that. Oh, there's something else I didn't set up because of the reformat that I forgot about. Yeah. Fucking annoying. Sorry, guys.
more often than not, it's just this new.
Oh, I have to go make sure my YouTube is coming in correctly. Yeah, we're good. We're good, I think. So we'll go channel content. I don't see. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Very good. Cool. Hells yeah. just fucking around my settings. I want to play that video though. Cool. Nope.
New update. So, you know, it's just Microsoft. Oof. And then to show you another shell command, like why these are so good, is you can do common startup, and that pulls up your startup programs. Another really good one is shell startup, which is user-based startup. Common startup is all users. This one kind of has.
I had to learn shell startup.
So those are cool. 2 more shell commands I probably should add to here as well. It's just I was running into this printer command with the Windows 11 Home, and at the end of the day, it was one of the only times I haven't been stumped for years on a Windows box. And Windows 11, this latest update, they managed to break more than I've ever seen them break.
What happens? You get prosecuted federally. You get... What happens?
Thank you, Jody
You get
Brucon, for the extra content from my stream. I'd like
federally.
to sub to your channel.
You get in deep trouble.
Why did that sound like a fart? It's weird. Oh, the category, though. I'm not sure the category was this good.
In the comments section on my video about Windows 11 must be stopped, you know, this one, a lot of you had a lot of things to say, and I want to get back to at least some of you on the points that you made. Before I get into it, the first thing I want to point out is that the Windows 11 must be stopped video blew up about 9 to 10 months after it was made. It was published in June or July of 2021, but I'm currently recording this in the middle of May 2022. So a lot has happened since the publication of the video, and a lot of you are calling me out for things that have changed since the video came out. The video came out before Windows 11 was officially released to manufacturing. The first big misunderstanding that I need to clear up is about UEFI, Secure Boot, and the Trusted Platform module. A lot of people misunderstood what I was saying to say something to the effect of UEFI is evil, Secure Boot is super evil, and the Trusted Platform module is the Illuminati that's going to eat your soul through your computer. That's not the case at all. UEFI is just an upgraded version of what we call the BIOS, or some people call it the CSM now because that's UEFI's sort of compatibility layer for a BIOS, for the old style way of booting. Ultimately, UEFI by itself is just a different and more intelligent way of booting a computer. UEFI code can understand file systems, so it can load a whole file from a disk and run that, instead of the old way that dates back to 1980s PCs, where it would load one single first sector of the first disk in the system and put control over that, and then that was responsible for finding the right disk and then loading the next thing, and it was this long, complicated thing. And now UEFI means you can just load a file directly into memory and run it as an operating system, bootloader, or whatever, instead of having to do this chaining sector nonsense that dates back God knows how long. UEFI is not evil, it's great, but it happens to come with, due to Microsoft requirements for Windows 8 certification, Secure Boot. Secure Boot is also not a bad thing. Inherently not a bad thing. It's just a tool. It's a way for you to put a signature into UEFI so that whenever your computer tries to load up your operating system, you know that first file that UEFI loads from the disk and is much smarter and therefore can find an actual file and load it? Well, it can also run a security check on it. That file can contain a signature. That signature can be checked against what's stored in UEFI. If the signature doesn't match, UEFI can reject the file and say, hey, someone's modified your bootloader. You might want to look into this. You might have a security breach. They might be trying to rootkit your computer. That was a big problem back in the days of XP. Boy, oh boy, you could get a rootkit shoved into your master boot record, and next thing you know, your system is owned from early boot, which means no antivirus could stop it unless you had some way to boot into one that didn't involve booting the infected system at all, and so on and so forth. I actually used to do this with my Tritech service system Linux distribution, which the public version's out of date if you go looking for that, but to
Whoa.
So secure boot makes it possible for you to sign the bootloader, put the key for that signed bootloader into UEFI, and make sure at every boot that what's being booted is what you signed and not something that an attacker put in there to hijack your whole computer early in the process where they have control of literally everything your computer does. But Jody, I hear you exclaim, in the last video you made it sound like secure boot meant that you couldn't use your computer if you didn't own it. What happened to me? I'm not able to get on my butt for some reason. I don't know how they got there, but they're there and triangles hurt. Here's the thing about security tools. Any given security tool. UEFI secure boot, trusted platform modules, full disk encryption, system passwords, two-factor authentication. They can be used for or against the user, and whether they're good or evil depends entirely on who is using them for what purpose. Who is controlling the lock and key? Who is it that they're keeping in or out? Who is it that is allowed or denied based on this control mechanism? That's the problem with security. The same security that you can use to keep people out, like a door lock and key on your house, can also be used to keep you out of your own house if someone shows up and changes the locks. But these things aren't inherently evil, they are just tools. The third item I discussed, the Trusted Platform Module, or TPM, that too is not inherently evil. The TPM is basically just a device used to store secrets. You can store passwords or security keys, encryption keys, anything in there that you want to, that you don't want to be easy to access if the system that you booted up to is not approved, so to speak. I don't want to get too far into this, but the simple version of the TPM, or Trusted Platform Module, is that when you boot Windows and you've got secure boot turned on, the bootloader passes the signature check, the TPM releases the keys. It will let go of full disk encryption keys or whatever that Windows is allowed to have, that Windows stored there and then can retrieve once the bootloader is sure, hey, the code I'm booting is the same code that I booted that loaded this stuff before. So we'll let the keys go for that, but if you stick a flash drive in and boot from that, the TPM remains locked and it won't let those keys go. This can be useful. This can keep someone from putting a tainted bootloader on your system, again, and hijacking it and getting the disk encryption keys, thereby bypassing your security. But it can also be used, and this is my fear, to allow Microsoft to lock you out of your own disk. And if Microsoft can lock you out of your own disk, forcing you to go through Windows, and you don't have the recovery key for whatever reason, you don't have access to the Microsoft account the key is stored in for whatever reason, Microsoft bans you from a Microsoft account or deletes your account that contains your keys, you didn't write the keys down because you didn't know about it, whatever. If for any reason you don't have the recovery key for BitLocker and something goes wrong, you lose all your data on your drive. That's the problem with Secure Boot and the TPM. Just as you can use them to lock out others, so you can end up finding yourself locked out. And the only solution is to lose everything, wipe your computer, and start over. The concern that I'm trying to address with the original video is that since about 2005, when it was called TCPA and Palladium, there has been a push by Microsoft and other large vendors to lock down computer security to where the boot chain from the hardware level up is trusted. There's an excellent paper from way back then by Richard Stallman of the GNU Project fame, Free Software Foundation, etc., which ends in a sentence something to the effect of, so a trust...
It appears that I will have to pause my video and or stop it. And Oh, yeah, I will have to stop my video. I'm terribly sorry. I don't know if I have to stop my stream, but I have to stop my video, I think. I'll double check, but I have a setting that's wrong. Doesn't look wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna have to Google this because I don't remember.
Hello everyone. From the title and thumbnail of the video, the bug in OBS Studio that after you start recording there is no option for to pause record. To solve it, simply head over to the setting. In the setting section, go to output and change the output mode to the simple. So while recording there is no option to change this output mode from advanced to simple,